Hey everyone, Kevin here, and welcome back to my channel. Okay, so right off the bat, I wanted to say that I really hate the term self care, and for a lot of reasons. Having been out of education for a few years now and reflecting not only on my time as a teacher, but now just in an ordinary corporate job, I've gotten such a broader perspective on phrases like self care or work life balance. Now, I know that many people don't necessarily like work life balance either, but I actually don't mind that term so much because though there are better ones out there, work life harmony is one that's been promoted lately. I think it's more reflecting of people just in general trying to achieve a higher delineation between their personal and professional lives. Following the pandemic, we all got a taste of how much better that split could be, and that's why work life balance became such a popular term. Like I said, I don't mind it and use it fairly often myself. The problem I have is with the term self care, because it implies that we, as workers, are the only ones responsible for our well being when that should be a priority for any company to retain quality talent. The very use of the word self speaks to that reality, and I find that ironic because the whole point of needing to regulate our stress levels and workload is always placed on the worker. And yet again, companies who say this are showing how they don't actually care about your well being. People wouldn't even need to worry about their supposed self care on such a conscious level if their workload was already manageable anyway. Yet that never seems to be the case. Bad leaders say this to make it seem that they are invested in you and want to support you, but then just dump 10 more assignments onto your desk at 3:30 p.m. on a Wednesday that need to be completed by the end of the week. Those actions run completely counter to one another. True leaders, instead, recognize what a practical amount of work is and how much can be done in a reasonable amount of time so you can go home to pursue your own interests, hobbies, and take care of your family instead of thinking about work 24/7, which is exactly what being a teacher was like, frankly. And I've said so many times over the years that teachers are the poster children for people who are overworked, underpaid, and undervalued. We never could turn off at the end of the day because of the workload and being unable to take time off. We constantly had to answer emails and do work outside of our contract hours, plus prepare lessons or grade papers on our own time just to get caught up. Again, the workload was oppressive, and there was never any possibility of us getting it done in a reasonable amount of time. Not to mention that we are always blamed when things go wrong or timelines fall through, too. Administrators simply didn't care about our well being. Frankly, our self care was basically trying to sleep and recover from our work rather than just relax. And I'm sure everyone watching has had a boss that didn't care if you were stressed too at some point in your life. And I can imagine you eventually realized it and got out of the job before it became toxic. Educators just didn't start waking up to that until COVID, really. But the difference between that mentality and having a good boss that actually tries to not overwork you is literally night and day. Now I'm able to shut off my work computer at the end of the day, not worry about work at all until I clock in the next day, and feel like I have my weekends to myself where I'm free to do whatever it is that I want to do rather than having the Sunday scaries. When I'm recording this, I actually realize that I need to start taking some time off because I'm close to hitting my cap on both vacation and sick days, since I haven't really felt the need to take much time off in over a year because, again, I haven't been stressed or tired all that much. The inherent need to take vacation hasn't been there because I'm not overworked, but it takes time, even years later, to overcome this ingrained notion of not taking time off because I couldn't afford to get even further behind in my work like I did as a teacher. Ultimately, the issue with the term self care is that it's been weaponized by bad bosses and companies to make you think they care about you when they don't. They don't care about your work and life boundaries, and they often don't even have a clear understanding of what self care even is because it goes way deeper than you getting a massage or a haircut outside of work on your own dime. It's why so many people roll their eyes and look exasperated when they hear companies say this, because they're just kind of missing the entire point. Oh, and I feel that it's borderline dismissive the way it's used on us too. If I'm going through a difficult time and I'm struggling for whatever reason because of things going on in my life, the last thing I want to be told is that I need to practice better self care because it actually has the opposite effect. It makes me feel even worse. It's like being told to calm down when you're angry. It's just not very helpful, is it? To kind of summarize, saying that you need to practice self care is just a way for organizations to put the entire responsibility of your mental health management on you and then press you to do more work, often on your time off, so they can reap the benefits of you doing an unhealthy amount of work for them. They turn it all around and essentially blame individual employees for complaining about having to endure abuse and burnout by framing it as part of the job while simultaneously telling you that it's solely your job to deal with the fallout of it. Bad bosses and companies basically glamorize the grind at your expense. I guess my point is that the term sanitizes your mental health and turns it into something clinical that you have to manage on your own, like chronic pain or something, rather than reciprocal partnerships between employer and employee that it should be. Yes, we can set our own boundaries and try to stick to them, but you'll find workers who have employers like this struggling to maintain those boundaries because of the workload pressures. They end up sacrificing their personal time for the sake of the job, which is precisely what they want. If you get caught up in a job like this, please recognize it for what it is and get out. Yes, all companies out there are ultimately interested in making money, but you shouldn't put up with the gaslighting or abuse on a fundamental level like that. Taking time to pursue what self care really is will be easy when the company culture allows people to do it. You'll find that companies who embrace this as a shared responsibility will have happier employees and will be a better place to work. I mean, take care of yourself, yes, but on different terms than what bad bosses want you to do. Keep that in mind. Well, guys, that's all for today. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please take a moment to click like and subscribe or ring the bell button to get notified when I post something new. Every little bit helps the algorithm, and I would be greatly appreciative. But for now, I've been Kevin, and I will see you in the next video.